So here we continue the next point, that is here we see the third natural resource, that is the soil. Here also we study about the soil, that is how the soil is formed, which particles or which constituents are present in that soil. So here we see the next concept, that is the properties of that soil, that is as like water and air, which properties are there for the soil also. So here I read this para. Color is an important property of the soil. Means soil found in a various different colors. So it is the important property of soil. Depending upon the color of that soil, it also depends their nature. That is which type of soil is present. So here color is the most important property of that soil. The soil gets its color as a result of several processes. So why these soil are of different colors? Because of there is also various process are happen in the nature due to various natural processes like wind, rain, also some heat, cold condition of the climate. So these are some factors which are responsible to acquire the various colors of that soil. And also the region, that is geographic region at soil is where is formed, either which part of the geographical region, that is it is a muddy part, or it is hilly region, or either it is a desert. So depending upon that, color of the soil will be decided. So here the color of the soil near the land surface is darker. So if the soil is present near the land surface, means all over the earth is covered by this land. So at that place the color of the soil is a darker than the color of the lower layers. If we You also studied the layers of the soil, okay? So here if we see the near the land surface, the color of the soil layer is a very dark, but when we go below the earth surface, then the color will be changed. It is not dark as like a upper layer. So soil may be different colors, such as which type of soils or which colors are there for the soil, that is black, red, copper, yellow, gray. These are some color of the soils which we found on the earth surface. So the colors of the soil are useful for its classification. So first we see the classification of soil depending upon that color. So beside they are indirectly useful, means all the soils are useful, but some are directly useful and some are indirectly. So here indirectly useful indicating several properties of the land. So here in this way, the properties of the soil, such as its which properties are there for the soil we study here. These are the fertility, drainage of water, capacity to hold the water from clear, from its color. Means depending upon color we can find out some properties of water. Which properties? That is fertility, means either the we can do the farming on such type of soil or not. That is it yields the very good quality of the crops. So it is the fertility means it have ability to grow the all types of plants or crops on that soil. Second is the drainage of water, means either the water can flow easily through that water can easily drain through the soil particles. It is the another property, that is the drainage of water capacity, sorry, drainage of water. The next one is a capacity to hold water, means either the soil capture or absorb the water in the large amount or very few amount. That is, it is the capacity of capacity of soil to hold the water in it. So these are some properties. These are decided from its color. So for this we see some activity here. The color of the soil depends upon its texture and its organic ingredients as well as chemical ingredients like iron, lime. So which factors decide the color of the soil? That is the components, that is texture means their type or form of that soil. It depend upon which factor? That is the organic ingredient as well as chemical ingredient. Organic means by which organic factors are present in that, that is carbon compounds. These are the organic compounds. So either how many or in which amount these particles or ingredients are present in that soil. So these decide the color of that soil. Other chemical ingredient like iron, lime, so these are also give the color of that soil. Depending upon the amount of that ingredient, it decide the color of particular soil. So for this we study this activity, that is try this. By doing this activity we can identify or we can see the first we see the types of soil. Okay, so here see this activity. For this apparatus are, which apparatus are important for this? Three measuring cylinder, then three glass funnels, filter paper, water, fine sand, coarse sand. Coarse sand means in powder form. Sand is in a powder form. Then soil from an earthen pot means the very fine particles of the soil. These are used for the soil which is used for growing the plants. So here you take the three types of uh, soil. That is first one is a in the form of sand. Second one is a coarse sand. Coarse means which is smaller in size as compared to the fine sand. Fine sand. Okay. Fine sand and coarse sands are different in their particle size. Then soil from the earthen pot used for growing plants. So another soil which is used for growing the plants. This is the third type of the soil. So what is the procedure for this activity? See here which the apparatus are given. I again explain. These are the measuring cylinder. Okay, and above that we kept the three glass funnels, and in that glass funnel we place the filter paper as making a cone. Okay, and in each cone we take the three types of soil. What is the procedure? Fit the cones of the filter papers in the glass, in the three glass funnel as like this. Outer part is the glass funnel and inner part is the filter paper which is kept inside that funnel. So fill the cones with equal quantities of sand, sandy soil and clay. So in all these three funnel we take the these three types of soil. That is first one, in first one it contains sand, in second one it contains coarse sand, and third one it contains that is the clay which is used for growing the plants. So after that place the funnels on the measuring cylinder as like this. Place all the funnels with respect to the A, B and C measuring cylinder. So here pour one test tube water into each of the funnels. Pour means you add the one, how many water you should add here? Here you add one test tube water into that funnel. Okay, in each funnel, and observe, and here measure the water. Here you know on the measuring cylinder there are numbers are there, that is how much water is present inside that. So it is used for measuring the how much water is collected in that cylinder when we add the one test water to each every measuring cylinder. So here pour the one test tube of water into each of the funnel and observe how much water is collected in each measuring cylinder. What inference will you draw from this? So if you see in the first test tube, out of this A, B, C, A measuring cylinder contains a large amount of water as compared to the B and C. And if we see the C cylinder, it contains very low amount of water as compared to the A and B. So from this you can see that which property, that is the drainage of the water. So drainage of the water takes place easily from the first one, fine sand, as compared to the clay, and the water holding capacity is higher in which soil, that is the water holding capacity is more in the clay as compared to the sand particles. So here we observe the two properties of the water, that is the holding the water, and second one is the drainage of the water. Okay, so here drainage of the water takes place easily through the sand particles, fine sand particles, as compared to the coarse sand particles and clay, and water holding capacity is more for the clay than the sand, that is the fine sand. So here we observe the two properties by this activity. So here also we can see the what is the soil texture. So what is the meaning of the soil texture? So see here, soil contains particles of different size. Soil texture means either the soil is a very in a powder form, or it contains a small size grain like particles in it. So depending upon that we can determine the soil texture. So here by this activity we also study about the texture of that soil. So see here, soil contains particles of different sizes. The texture of the soil is determined by the proportion of particles of the various sizes in it. Following are the types of the soil on the basis of its texture. Texture means it contains which size of particles in it. So if we see the above activity ABC, the texture of the clay is fine as compared to the A and B, because particle size is very small in the clay as compared to the fine sand and coarse sand. So here depending upon the particle size of that soil, the texture will be decided. Okay. So see here which three types are there depending upon the soil texture.